This is Jim Essence with the math test number 45, subtracting integers. So yesterday we learned our algorithms for same signs. We add and keep the sign. So if they are both positive, same sign, we add them, keep the sign, 7. If they are both negative, we add them and keep the sign, negative 10. We also learned the algorithm for different signs. One is positive and one is negative. You actually subtract them and keep the sign that you have more of. So different signs, one negative, one positive. I have more positives, so I do 11 minus 4 and I get 7. Different signs, one positive, one negative. I have more negatives. I do 9 minus 7, I get 2, but it's negative 2 because I had more negatives. Now today, we're going to go ahead and learn about subtracting integers. Something true from yesterday: when a number and its opposite are added, we get a 0. That's called the additive inverse, right? So negative 5 plus 5 is 0, or 10 plus negative 10 is 0. When numbers are added and they're opposite, you get 0. For subtracting integers, what you're going to do is rewrite the problem to add the opposite. So this is very important. Subtracting is the same as adding the opposite. Let me show you. 6 minus 7 is the same as saying 6 plus negative 7. In our head, we know that 6 plus negative 7, that's DSSM. And we have more negatives, so that gives us negative 1. So 6 minus 7 is also negative 1. Negative 9 minus 11 is the same, minus 11 is the same as adding negative 11, right? It was minus a positive, now I'm saying plus a negative. Remember, adding the opposite is the same as subtraction. So negative 9 plus negative 11, that's SSAK. Same signs, add and keep the sign, that's negative 20. Negative 3 minus a negative 8. Notice how they have those parentheses. Those are not absolute value bars. Those are parentheses, just to say I'm negative. Negative 3 minus a negative 8. So minus a negative is the same thing as adding a positive, right? Adding the opposite. It was originally a negative. Now I add the opposite, which is a positive. So negative 3 plus 8 is DSSM. I have more positives. 8 minus 3 is 5. So how do we do this in subtraction? We keep, change. So you're going to keep the first number, you're going to change subtraction to addition, and then you're going to change to the opposite number that you see. So if you see a positive, you make it negative. If you see a negative, you make it positive. And then you'll have the various two types that we talked about yesterday, either SSAK or DSSM. That's the whole purpose of keep, change. You want a KCC so you can get to SSAK or DSSM. So this first one, keep, change. So I keep my negative 5. I change my subtraction to addition. And this is a positive 9 right now, so I change it to negative 9. So now my type is SSAK, negative 5 plus negative 9, same signs, add and keep the sign, gives me negative 14. So negative 5 minus 9 is the same as negative 5 plus negative 9, and that's how I get negative 14. Here's another one. I keep, change. I keep my 8, I change my subtraction to addition, and this is a negative 3, so I change it to the opposite of negative 3, which is positive 3, so 3. Some people like to write this as 8 plus with a little positive sign, then 3. It's the same thing. 8 plus 3, again, this is an SSAK. Not all problems will be SSAK, but our answer here is 11. All right, so we'll do a couple together. 9 minus 6. You might be saying, well, I just know that's 3. Yeah, well, let's prove it. 9 minus 6. Keep, change. 9 plus negative 6, because it was a positive 6, right? And that does give you 3, because it's a DSSM. There are more positives than there are negatives, different signs, so I subtract, and I get positive 3. Keep, change. 7 plus positive 3. right? 7 plus positive 3, that's just 10. That was SSAK. They were both positive. I add them up and I keep them. Keep, change, change. Negative 11 plus negative 5. That's an SSAK again. They're both negative, same signs. I add them and keep the sign. Negative 16. And lastly, keep, change, change. Negative 6 plus positive 8, or just regular 8. You can write it like that, or you can just write it as negative 6 plus 8. It doesn't matter. DSSM, different signs, so I subtract. I have more positives. My answer is positive 2. You're going to continue to do the rest. Please do them as I've done them, where you rewrite the problem and you write the type.